fanatical rally fans. And it's the rally that every driver wants to win the most. So far, it's been a pretty even battle between 9 Sasol South African Rally Championship.
With 2 rounds for a quarter of the 2009 Sasol South African Rally Championship already under the belt, the battle at the top is very close. Johnny Gemmel and Sasol Toyota won in KwaZulu-Natal, but BP Volkswagen and Hergen Vecken bounced back in the Western Cape by winning one of the closest battles we've
And a third, while Vecken scored a third and a win, resulting in a tie at the top of the championship leaderboard. Hubbeck is only 6 points adrift and still within striking distance, while Wilken places his production car in a fantastic fourth, just 9 points behind the leaders.
We now head here to the rough and tricky gravel roads of the Mpumalanga forests. This is not only round 3 of the Sasol South African Rally Championship, but this rally is the Sasol.
And this means that once again, thousands and thousands of fanatical rally fans have descended upon the beautiful town of Sabi for the start of the famous and very popular Sasol Rally. For these fans, the Sasol is much more than just a rally, but also an experience for the whole family and an opportunity to visit, which is arguably one of the most scenic parts of the country. The 19th Sasol Rally also allows South African oil and fuel giant Sasol to offer the spectators a wealth of entertainment, both on and off the stages, as well as the opportunity to showcase their products and initiatives to the fans, making it a glamorous occasion. The reveal of the Sasol Techno Oil Centre even attracted the attention of South African motorsport legend Sarel van der Merwe. With only minutes to go before the start of the 2009 Sasol, it was time for the drivers and navigators to focus on the tough challenges that lay ahead. After claiming his first victory of 2009 during the previous event and sharing the top spot on the championship points log, Hergen Vecken's title defense is now well on track. But perhaps it's a little too early to start thinking about championships just yet.
Yeah, no, I think it's way too early. You know, this is the third event. Anything can still happen. You know, you can have a flat wheel or something.
Someone who might be thinking about a championship is Johnny Gemmel. The Castrol Toyota driver had a fantastic start to the season and ties with Vecken on points.
No, we have to think about that as well. You know, this is only the third event, still 5 to go after this one.
With 6 titles under the belt, Jan Hubbeck is definitely somebody who knows what it takes to win championships. And although it's still early days, he again finds himself within striking distance.
Nowadays, with all the amount of competitors that win rallies, I think it's important to score points on every event.
Castrol Toyota's Mark Cronier is lightning quick, but has had a tough time of late. During the previous round, his technicians amused him by placing a large red learner sticker on the back of his Aurus.
Well, I don't know where you got the learner sticker from, but it's L team, so we call the L team. Not A and B, we L. But yeah, we've got a big task ahead of us, so we're going to try and keep it clean.
With only one 5th place finish to show after 2 events, Enzo Keen will not be happy with his 2009 campaign so far. But the 2006 champion has won the Sasol on many occasions, including last year, and will be a firm favourite to once again claim the top spot.
I think we love the forest, you know, and I like the forest, and the cars handle well here.
Luck, or the lack of it, has forced Jean-Pierre Damso out of both events so far this year. So what can he do to change it?
This game is a game of averages, you know. Sometimes you'll get 2 in a row that doesn't work for you, and then hopefully after that it starts working. So I hope this is the one.
Tian Schubert has only done 2 events in the top S2000 class, but 2 successive top 10 finishes sees the Polokwane businessman 5th on the overall championship standings. Jaapie van die Kerk has shown excellent speed on both events so far this year and could upset the factory drivers. Fernando Rueda was forced to retire with gearbox trouble in the Western Cape, but the Total Evolution Runx is back and will be looking for another good result. Nicholas Ryan scored his maiden podium on the Sasol during 2008, but was forced to miss the previous round in Cape Town due to budget restraints. For this year's Sasol, the unsponsored Runx returns, bringing the total number of S2000 machines to 10.
I'm actually just happy I'm here. Just put as much spare sense together as possible, found some good second-hand tyres, and we're going to do as well as we can today.
Although in a different fight, the leading production Subarus and Mitsubishi Lancers will once again attempt to spoil the S2000 party. Charles Wilken is the current production car champion and currently occupies 4th position on the points table, but the Sasol Konica Minolta driver finds himself in a difficult position.
Sasol's always a difficult rally, and I'm in a sort of catch-22. Should I chase past the 2,000 cars or try and consolidate the production car championship?
Visser du Plessis and his similar Pertec machine usually only has one strategy, and that is to go flat out. The Sasol will probably be no different.
The pressure is on me now to start performing, so you know, I can take the easy way out and we'll see how it goes, but we have to go hard.
Young Zimbabwean Chase Atwell was unlucky to be excluded from the Cape Town results due to alleged road section infringement, and will try to record his first finish in the top production car class.
This year's edition of the Sasol is about to get underway. And this is what they'll be facing.
The Mpumalanga forests around Sabi, Graskop and White River are pretty to look at from far away, but the rally roads inside them are as rough and tough as they come. It's a notorious car breaker with obstacles waiting around every corner. There's absolutely no room for error, making it an unforgiving place.
It's rough, it's technical, big trees next to the sides.
They're lovely roads, but they really have got very big rocks, known as crocodiles. But they always come out and bite you. If you just put one wheel off, you're going to be very lucky not to leave a wheel behind.
And keep all the wheels on the track, because as soon as you go and stick the wheels in the grass on the side, you will find something.
On the 19th running of the famous Sasol Rally, the crews will face 14 special stages that cover 170 kilometers, with a total route of 470 kilometers. The rules forced the 10 fastest drivers in South Africa to draw for their starting positions on day one. No one ever wants to draw the dreaded number one, and on the Sasol, this burden fell on the shoulders of Nicholas Ryan. Japie van Niekerk got number 2, while the production cars of Visser du Plessis and Charles Wilkin entered the stages in 3rd and 4th respectively. Mark Cronje drew number 5 ahead of Volkswagen teammates Fecken and Habbe. JP Damso, Enzo Kuhn and Johnny Gemmel would complete the top 10.
2009 Sasol Rally, come on, let's help them out.
At only 8.77 kilometers, stage 1, or York, is a relatively short opener that won't really allow the drivers to settle into any sort of rhythm, but is going to be an indication of what the speed on the Sasol is going to be like.
Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyra are the first ones to break the silence as their unsponsored Runx blasts into stage 1 on the outskirts of Sabi, setting the benchmark time of 6 minutes and 16 seconds. The new Africa Developments Toyota Runx of Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton started 2 minutes later and covered the nearly 9 kilometers in a time of 6 minutes and 17 seconds, or 1 second slower than Ryan. Visser du Plessis and Gerard Snyman have their sights set on a production car win. The Pertec Subaru recorded a time of 6 minutes and 8 seconds, the fastest so far. Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich are the production car points leaders and open up their Sasol Rally account with a time of 6 minutes and 9 seconds, in spite of having a puncture on the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru.
I think we've got a puncture at the back. We've got about the last 2K, so yeah, pity.
Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley were now the first of the factory teams to tackle stage 1 in their Castrol Toyota Auris and crossed the flying finish in a time of 6 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous on the front end of the wrap. So yeah, from that perspective, we just try to keep it clean and get the rally started.
6th on the road is the ideal position for current champions Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aris to launch their attack from. But with a time of 6 minutes and 5 seconds, the BP Ultimate Volkswagen was 2 seconds slower than Cronje.
Yeah, it's a bit rough and it's a bit grassy, so you can slip wide.
BP Ultimate teammates Jan Habig and Douglas Judd completed stage 1 in 6 minutes and 6 seconds, just 3 seconds slower than Cronje's benchmark time. It was now up to JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen in the Total Evolution Runnix to have their first say on the Sasol. And they did by winning this stage in a blistering time of 5 minutes and 59 seconds. On such a short stage, times are usually close. Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson flew past the finish in a time of 6 minutes and 8 seconds. But the BP Ultimate Polo was now already 9 seconds behind the leaders. From 10th on the road, the Castrol Toyota Auris of Johnny Gemmler and Peter Marsh gave away 7 seconds to the leader Damso.
Stage 1 was short, followed by a chance to service the rally machines. But the crews now face 22 kilometers of Stage 2, as well as another 19 kilometers in Stage 3, without any service in between. To make it even worse, Stage 2 is lined with what Fernando Rueda likes to call crocodiles, or obstacles waiting around every corner. Punctures will therefore be a real concern, and a problem on Stage 2 will also haunt you on Stage 3.
After missing the previous event in Cape Town, Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyro were welcomed back to rallying by carrying the burden of sweeping the roads on the Sasol. Ryan was just happy to be back, but the Runnix was busy preparing another surprise.
And the power steering is gone. Wow, that's heavy on your hands.
His time on Stage 2 was 9th fastest, but he dropped out of the top 10 on Stage 3. But things were about to get even worse for Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton. The new Africa Developments Runnix was going well early on during Stage 2 when they noticed the problem. They were the first ones to get bitten by a crocodile.
70. Adverse jump.
What do you think?
I think we're going to have to change. Still 9.5 k's to go. Yeah, find a place. Not going to get through it like this.
It takes a few agonizing minutes to replace a flat wheel, and after they got going again, Van Niekerk noticed another problem. They arrived at the end of stage around 5 minutes late, and still had Stage 3 to run.
No, they changed the tyre left front. We've got another flat tyre, so the next stage we're going to go, but we start with the flat tyre, so not the best Sasol.
After setting similar times on Stage 1, Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich and their Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru were now locked in battle with a similar Pertec machine of Visser Du Plessis and Gerard Snyman. Du Plessis was ahead of Wilken on the road, but it was the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Wilken who emerged from the forest at the end of Stage 2.
Yeah, it seems like Visser's standing next to the road, and Japie seems to have a puncture, so...
Wilken then entered Stage 3 in his quest to claim a third successive production car win, and drove hard to record a time of 13 minutes and 28 seconds. Minutes later, the Pertec Subaru of Du Plessis and Snyman did manage to complete Stages 2 and 3, but the Pretoria driver lost loads of time in what turned out to be a very eventful Friday morning of the Sasol.
Stage 1 we were the fastest N4, and as we were on our way to Stage 2, the car just died for 26 minutes, so we took 26-minute lateness, and then in Stage 2 for some reason that I don't know, we had a flat front wheel, and this last stage we were in beige dust, and we lost 4 to Charles.
Next up, the Castrol Toyota Auris of Mark Cornier and Robert Paisley. During 2008, BP Volkswagen had a vintage year with little opposition from Toyota. But this year is a different story. The Castrol Toyota team is really taking the fight to BP Volkswagen, thanks to inspiring drives like this one from Cornier. The youngster set the third fastest time on Stage 2 and went one better in Stage 3.
Well, again, we just took it with caution, so we'll have to see how cautious the other guys are.
But one still gets the feeling that to win a rally, you have to beat the BP Ultimate Polo of current champions Hargen, Fecken and Pierre Harries. During 2008, Fecken cleaned up on 4 out of the 8 events and already has a win under the belt for 2009. But the famous Sasol is the elusive one and the rally that Fecken wants to win most.
No, this is my favorite event. I've always enjoyed it. My father used to organize this event, so I really like to win it. He organized the first Sasol. And so I think it's 17 years since then, so I'd like to win it at some stage.
Fecken was determined and set the fastest time on Stage 2 and again on Stage 3 to take the overall rally lead. It appeared that Fecken was on his way to achieve his Sasol Rally dream. Someone with their own dreams, however, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd. Habig is a 6 times national champion and Judd is 7 times Navigators champion. And there is no doubt that the BP Ultimate pairing still have dreams of adding even more titles to their already long list. This dream, however, received a major blow when Habig appeared at the end of stage 2 around 2 full minutes off the pace.
Yeah, we got a bunch of 5k, 15k's from the end, so and we decided not to change it, so we drove 15k's on front left.
With stage 3 still to go, emergency roadside repairs were required. JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen are by far the unluckiest people in South African rallying, but the Total Evolution team is also one of the quickest around. Damso started stage 2 as the rally leader, but ran into the dust left hanging in the air by Habig's Polo and lost more than half a minute as a result. Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson pushed hard as always on the event that he has won so many times before. But on stage 2, the BP Ultimate Polo driver had to contend with a different kind of a problem.
Yeah, we had a fire in the car. We didn't know what was going on.
The 2006 champion still managed to record the 4th fastest time in spite of the fire, but lost another 9 crucial seconds on stage 3. Johnny Gemmell does his talking on the stages, and on stage 2 and 3, that is exactly what Gemmell and Zimbabwe navigator Peter Marsh did. The Castrol Toyota Auris even managed a little sprint, but still set the 2nd fastest time on stage 2, and his 3rd fastest time on stage 3 was only 6 seconds behind stage winner Fecken, placing Gemmell 3rd on the overall standings after these 2 tricky stages. The Total Evolution Runnex of Fernando